We're going to go ahead and take a test footage here. So check it out. The girls and boy, we do believe that this is a rooster here. The girls and the boy are out and about today. They are loving being over here on the fence line. And a lot of the girls are coming over to say hello. Good morning, girls and boy. I think this one's a rooster right here. Oh, hello, puppy. Oh, the puppy is coming to say hi too. But yeah, the girls have been meandering further and further away from the chicken mansion. They've spent more time out here. They like that tree, and they have now found the fence line and have started to explore the fence line as well. So anyway, that's not why we're here. Let's go ahead and make our way towards the garden. We shall be right back. All right, making our way into the garden. We still have a lot of cleanup to do around the place. Obviously, this tree stand's got to go up. We're going to go start prepping our pasture for hunting, which means that we got to get our stand up, we got to get some limbs trimmed. We've already started to clear some of the pasture for that, but this is the gate that we're building. We got our fence line right here, and we're working over the weekend here to finish fencing the rest of our small garden in. This is smaller than what we eventually are going to have. We did start planting over the weekend and into the week, so we have got our garden started. As you can see, this is about a third of what eventually will be food production for us here at Faith Brothers Farms. We have right now, we've got our rows for some various crops that I will go walk you through here, but we're only about a third of the way to where we want to be eventually. We've got a few semi-shade rows here. We will have, we're going to put potatoes in this year in this area right here. And so we will be putting potatoes in here in the next week or two, and then eventually we're going to have some raised beds over this way. We have a couple of fruit trees here that need to be rehabbed. They are in pretty rough shape, but we're hoping to rehab them back. They're either plum or cherry. We're not sure yet which type of tree they are. If you happen to know, you let me know, because I'd like to know. And then we have an apple tree in that corner as well. This right here is an apple tree. So we've got a few fruit trees outside of our orchard that we're hoping are going to produce food for us. But last night we got some additional starts in addition to getting some more seeds in the ground and things along those lines. So in our first row here, we're looking at our corn starts. So we grabbed some sweet corn starts. They were actually on sale at our local feed and seed store, and we are off to the races with our sweet corn starts. So we've got a row of sweet corn. We've got a few more. If you can see them over there, we've got a few more that we still have to put in yet. So excited to get some more sweet corn. I think this row is also going to get our sweet corn. So we're going to be planting those over the next couple of days, but we've got sweet corn started. We have got cantaloupe started. Our broccoli and our broccoli rabe are not in yet. Those are going to start from seed here shortly. But we've got our cantaloupe over here. Like I said, we're going to be doing some more corn starts in here. And then in one of these rows, we've also got popcorn corn started as well. So I think that was this row right here. Then we've got our tomatoes. We've got a couple rows of tomatoes. We eat the ever-loving crap out of tomatoes, and so we wanted to put in plenty of tomatoes. So our tomato row is right here and right here. And actually, We may have had some peppers in here too. Let me double check here. Cherry bomb. Yeah, we got some peppers in here too. We've got some hot peppers, and we've got, so these are tomato plants. This whole row here is tomato plants, and then we've got some peppers in here as well. You can see we've already got some peppers on. Some of these are starts, some of these are starts, and some of these are started from seed. But we've got some, this one here is a pepperoncini, which is a pretty mild pepper. And then we've got some jalapenos here. We've actually got some jalapenos on already. I don't know if you can see that. And then we've got some banana peppers, some cherry bombs, etc. We still need to get the peas in the ground. Peas and beans are something that we're going to be putting in the ground eventually. Like I said, we've got our tomato plants here. A challenge that we've been having is while we've got some of our irrigation in, we aren't able to run it as long as we'd like. And so we're working on we're going to set up a gravity feed system with some water barrels and fill those so that we can get our full hour's worth of water in place. Okay, there is a leak in the system. It is shooting out over there. So either we lost a head or something. I am going to go ahead and fix that and be right back. Alright, so as you can probably tell, we're a work in progress here. Sometimes leaks spring up and we forgot to plug some holes as we adjust some of our heads on the sprinklers and things like that. It's just part of the whole process of learning how to garden. So we've got, to continue our little spiel here, we've got some basil and some beans. The beans need to go in yet, but we've got some basil, and then we've got a few other, we've got some lettuce that hasn't started yet. We've got some cauliflower that is in the process of getting started here. We've got Brussels sprouts over in that row right there. I don't know if you can see that, but we got some Brussels sprouts. We've got quite a few. We've got eggplants and some zucchini. We have got our cucumbers. Cucumbers are big in our house. We love cucumbers. We've got all sorts of cucumbers. We've got bush pickles for some canning and pickling purposes. We've got our burpees and our slicing cucumbers that are going to be for salads or just for eating, because we literally just love cucumbers. So we've got cucumbers in this row. We've got butternut squash in the row over. So a lot of our ground gourd type plants, cucumbers and squash and such, are in these rows over here. And then here we have got some more eggplant, zucchini, etc. So we've got zucchini here. Oops. We've got zucchini here in this row. And then in this row, we've got eggplants. So we've got a pretty good variety going right now. I'm actually not sure what's going in this row. We still have some stuff to plant, but we've got a pretty good variety going right now. And as we continue to work out the water situation, right now we're running off of our well. We have actually a shallow well that was on the property when we bought the place, that we got fixed up and got working again. And so, like I said, this is very much a work in progress, but this is where we're starting. is with this garden. Now, we still have to run irrigation over here. You're probably asking yourself, what is all the extra black tarp that's laid out? That is actually going to be our berry patch. Those still need to go in the ground, but we've got blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and grapes that are all going to be going in the ground as we continue to work through planting the garden. And interesting note, as you can see, some of this fence is different than the rest of the fence. We did butt up against the chicken mansion and run. So we've got a little bit of poultry netting here. That's just to keep the girls out of the garden. We have this fence, which is going around the majority of the garden, is going to be this fence. It's just, it's not a weld wire, it's actually a weaved fence. So these knots are not welded in place. They're actually, they actually move, which has got its drawbacks and its benefits. But this is what's called a woven fence. And we're putting a little bit of poultry netting on the bottom as well to make sure that we keep out any little critters, rabbits, squirrels, that type of stuff. So we are enclosing most of the garden with the woven fence. We've got the poultry netting for the girls, but over here we actually have, these are called cattle panels, and they are a welded, very rigid fence type. We've got two 16-foot cattle panels, and we wanted to use the cattle panels because we felt that the grapes, which are actually going to get planted along this edge here, we felt that the grapes would do well with the cattle panel. And so we put poultry netting on the bottom to keep, again, the girls out. We wanted to keep the chickens out of the garden, but also wanted to keep the little critters out. And so we ended up doing cattle panel in this corner as the option for the grapes. And so we are still working on getting the fence complete. We are going to run, this fence is the permanent fence that is going to be on this side. We aren't planning on expanding the garden that way anymore. And so we're going to be putting permanent fence along. We're going to be putting permanent fence along this side, and then some temporary fence is going to go between that end of the setup and the gate over there. And eventually we're going to have in this corner, we're going to have a gate for the tractor to be able to get in and out of the garden. I hope that you enjoyed this little behind the scenes of the garden. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and we will see you guys next time here on Faith Brothers Farms.